Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. In this session, we'll learn about ADO.NET architecture. What is ADO.NET? ADO.NET is a part of the .NET framework. ADO.NET consists of a set of classes used to handle data access and data providers. We'll see that ADO.NET architecture. Okay. Now, what does this stands for ADO.NET first of all? ADO.NET stands for ActiveX Data Objects. ADO.NET is a database technology of .NET framework used to connect data sources like SQL Server. ADO.NET is a part of the .NET framework. ADO.NET consists of a set of classes used to handle data access. So ADO.NET stands for ActiveX Data Objects. ADO.NET is not a different technology. In simple terms, we can think of ADO.NET as a set of classes or a framework that can be used to interact with data sources like databases. This data can then be consumed in any .NET application. We can say that we have majorly three kind of .NET applications that use ADO.NET to connect to a database, execute commands, and retrieve data. We have three types of applications majorly used by this Visual Studio. One is console application, Windows application, or a web application. So any of these kind of applications can connect to the database, execute the commands, and retrieve the data accordingly. So see this architecture. Here I mentioned this web application, Windows application, or any other application that can be connected to a data source via these things. These are 5 important things which will be discussed in the coming up sessions, each thing in a separate video session. Data set, what is the data set in a separate session, data adapter in a separate session, command in a separate session, data reader in a separate session, and connection also in a separate session. So in this session, what we are going to learn is how ADO.NET architecture is there. Whatever the type of application you are going to build, like this web application, Windows application, or any other application, will be connected to the data source. A data source example is SQL Server database. We'll be connecting to this database via any kind of this application with the help of these 5 important things. In ADO.NET, if somebody asks you what are the important concepts are existing in ADO.NET, you should tell them in an interview: dataset, data adapter, command object, data reader, connection object. Okay, these are very important things in ADO.NET, without which we cannot achieve the connecting to the database and executing and retrieving the data. So ADO.NET consists of set of objects that expose data access services to the .NET environment. It is a data access technology from Microsoft .NET Framework, which provides communication between the database and your application. So think that ADO.NET is a bridge between your application and the database that you are using. Inside this, the system.data namespace is the core of the ADO.NET, and it contains classes used by all data providers. So ADO.NET is designed to be easy to use, and Visual Studio provides several wizards and other features that we can use to generate ADO.NET data access code. So remember that ADO.NET consists of a set of objects that expose data access services to the .NET environment. It is a data access technology from Microsoft .NET Framework. Do not ever think that ADO.NET is a different technology. In simple terms, we can think of ADO.NET as a set of classes or a framework. The two key components of ADO.NET are data providers and dataset. The data provider classes are meant to work with different kind of data sources. They are used to perform all data management operations on specific databases. And dataset classes provides mechanism for managing data when it is disconnected from the data source. Do not worry about the new word I am using, dataset. The future classes we are going to discuss in a great detail about each and every of these 5 components. And what are the data providers? The .NET framework includes mainly 3 data providers for ADO.NET. They are: one is Microsoft SQL Server data provider, OLEDB data provider and ODBC data provider. These are the mainly used 3 data providers. The name itself is self-explanatory. Data providers, meaning that they are providing some data like SQL Server. The other two are OLEDB and then ODBC. These are other examples for database like SQL Server. We wanted to consider SQL Server, remaining things just example. So in total, this .NET course will be discussing about a database called SQL Server. I hope you remember that there are differences between SQL and SQL Server. SQL is a language, SQL Server is a database. Please remember that, do not get confused. If somebody is asking you to which database you are using, don't tell that SQL only. Tell them full name, that SQL Server you are going to use for the database. Understand? So what are .NET data providers? Databases only understand SQL, right? Irrespective of the SQL Server or any other language and any other databases. So if you learn SQL, that is a language, SQL query languages, structured query languages. So if you learn a SQL means SQL. Some will pronounce as SQL, some will pronounce as SQL. Both are same. So if you learn SQL, it is as similar as to work with any of the other databases like Oracle or DB2 or SQL, whatever it is. So if a .NET application, it may be a web application, Windows application, a console application, has to retrieve the data, then the application needs to connect to the database. So whatever you wanted to connect to the database, what it need to be done? First thing is, it need to connect to the database. Remember that these are very, very important points. Irrespective of the application you are developing, whether it's a web application, Windows application, or a console application, it has to retrieve that data means then the application needs to connect to the database first, then prepare an SQL command, then execute that command, retrieve the result and display in the application. These are very, very important 4 points. First and foremost thing is connect to the database, prepare an SQL command, execute that command, retrieve the result and display in the application. So the two main components are, one is data provider, other one is dataset. About dataset we'll discuss in a separate session, and data providers are like data provider for SQL Server is system.data.SQL client. For whole ADO.NET, the main namespace is called system.data. In order to use any of the 5 components, you should use a namespace called using system.data. So let's again one more time. What is ADO.NET? Is ActiveX data objects. Don't think this ADO.NET is not a, don't think like ADO.NET is a different technology altogether. It's a framework. You can think of ADO.NET as a set of classes that can be used to interact with data sources like SQL Server. So whatever the type of application you are developing, like web application, Windows application, or any other kind of application, we wanted to communicate with a data source like SQL Server, we should have this ADO.NET. Otherwise, we cannot imagine connecting to the databases or a data source. So ADO.NET consists of set of objects that expose data access services to the .NET environment. System.data namespace is the core for the ADO.NET and it contains classes used by all data providers. Hope you understand this. In the coming session, we'll discuss about each and every component of this time. Thank you very much for watching this video.